Ladies and gentlemen, what if I told you that being blessed by God doesn't always look like an easy life, but a strong heart? What if your struggles are not signs of weakness, but proof of divine trust? Some women don't shine because life is perfect. They shine because they are protected, guided, and shaped through pain, patience, and purpose. If you've ever felt different, misunderstood, or tested more than others, this message is for you. Stay with me, because the signs you're about to hear may reveal that you are not unlucky, you are chosen, and your journey is far more meaningful than you ever imagined. Sometimes we keep searching outside for validation, for proof that we are special, loved, or chosen, while the truth is quietly reflected in the way we live every single day. A woman blessed by God does not always live a perfect life, but she carries a peaceful strength within her imperfections. One sign is resilience. Even after falling, even after being hurt, she rises with grace. She may feel pain deeply, but she never allows bitterness to define her heart. Strength for her is not loud confidence, but silent endurance. Another sign is compassion. She feels the pain of others as her own, not because she is weak, but because her heart is awake. She listens without judging, gives without expecting, and forgives even when it is difficult. Kindness flows naturally from her, like fragrance from a flower that doesn't need permission to spread. A woman blessed by God also has clarity of conscience. She may not always know the right answers, but she knows when something feels wrong. Her inner voice guides her away from ego and toward humility. She chooses honesty even when lies seem easier, and peace even when chaos feels tempting. Gratitude is another powerful sign. She appreciates small things, a quiet morning, a kind word, a simple meal, because she understands that life itself is a gift. Instead of constantly complaining about what is missing, she notices what is already present, and this attitude transforms ordinary moments into blessings. She is also tested. Yes, challenges come more often to those who are meant to grow stronger. A blessed woman faces delays, disappointments, and struggles not as punishment, but as preparation. Every setback shapes her patience, every tear deepens her wisdom. Faith is visible in her surrender. She does her best and then lets go, trusting that what is meant for her will find its way. She does not force doors open. She waits with effort and prayer, believing that divine timing is always kinder than human impatience. Another sign is growth. She is not competing with others, she is improving herself. She learns from mistakes without living in regret. Each experience becomes a lesson, not a label. And finally, a blessed woman spreads calm. Her presence feels safe, her words heal, and her silence carries understanding, as if her soul knows that true power lies in being rooted, aware, and gently aligned with a higher purpose unfolding quietly within her everyday life. That alignment shows itself in the way she handles success as well. When blessings arrive, she does not become arrogant, she becomes responsible. She understands that growth is not about showing superiority, but about serving with sincerity. Success humbles her because she knows how many unseen forces worked together to bring her to this point. Instead of asking, "Why me?" she asks, "How can I use this well?" A woman blessed by God also knows the value of boundaries. She loves deeply, but she does not lose herself in the process. She learns, sometimes the hard way, that saying no is not selfish. It is self-respect. She protects her energy because she understands that her peace is sacred. She does not allow everyone access to her heart, yet she never closes it completely. There is also a quiet discipline in her life. She may stumble, she may slow down, but she never completely gives up on herself. Even on days when motivation fades, commitment keeps her moving. She shows up for her responsibilities not because she feels like it, but because she understands that consistency is a form of faith in action. Another sign is emotional awareness. She does not suppress her feelings nor let them control her. She allows herself to feel sadness without drowning in it, happiness without guilt, and anger without destruction. She reflects before reacting, realizing that maturity is not about being emotionless, but about being balanced. A blessed woman also attracts the right people, not by force, but by vibration. Her authenticity filters out those who seek to use her and draws in those who value her. Relationships in her life may be few, but they are meaningful. She understands that quality matters more than quantity, in connections just as in life. She also carries hope, even in uncertain times. When the path ahead looks unclear, she takes the next right step instead of freezing in fear. She believes that light does not need the whole road illuminated, only the courage to move forward one step at a time. There is wisdom in her silence. She does not feel the need to prove herself in every conversation. She speaks when her words can add value and remains quiet when silence can prevent regret. This restraint gives her presence depth and her voice weight. Most importantly, she trusts the journey. She understands that detours are not delays and waiting seasons are not wasted seasons. Every phase is shaping her character, strengthening her faith, and refining her purpose. Even when life feels ordinary, something sacred is unfolding within her, gently guiding her toward the woman she is becoming, one lesson, one choice, one day at a time. That becoming is not rushed. She understands that transformation is not an overnight miracle, but a daily decision. Some days she moves with confidence, other days she moves with courage despite fear. Both are progress. She honors her pace, knowing that comparison steals joy and patience multiplies strength. A woman blessed by God is deeply intuitive. She senses when to act and when to wait, when to speak and when to stay silent. This intuition is not random. It is sharpened by self-reflection and trust in a higher wisdom. She listens to her inner guidance, especially when the world grows noisy with opinions and expectations. She also learns the art of letting go. She releases people who no longer align with her values, habits that drain her energy, and beliefs that limit her potential. Letting go is painful, but she understands that holding on to what hurts will never create what heals. In making space, she allows better things to enter her life. Another sign is humility in learning. No matter how much she grows, she remains teachable. She learns from elders, from children, from success, and from failure. She does not see mistakes as shameful, but as feedback guiding her toward improvement. This openness keeps her evolving instead of stagnating. A blessed woman also practices gratitude in adversity. When life does not go as planned, she does not lose faith, she deepens it. She may question, she may cry, but she never disconnects from hope. She understands that storms do not come to destroy her, but to wash away illusions and reveal her true strength. She carries responsibility for her words. She knows that speech can either build or break. Therefore, she chooses words that uplift, encourage, and heal, even when correcting others. She avoids gossip not out of fear, but out of respect for her own inner peace. Her relationship with time is healthy. She does not rush the future nor cling to the past. She works diligently in the present, trusting that each effort, no matter how small, is being noticed. She knows that unseen progress is still progress. A woman blessed by God also values solitude. She is comfortable being alone because she has made peace with herself. In quiet moments, she reconnects with her purpose, reflects on her actions, and realigns her intentions. Solitude strengthens her, not isolates her. She understands that true beauty radiates from character. Physical appearance may change, circumstances may shift, but integrity remains timeless. She invests in becoming reliable, compassionate, and truthful, knowing that these qualities create a legacy far beyond temporary achievements. Through every season, she remains anchored in faith, effort, and awareness. Even when outcomes are uncertain, her direction is clear. She keeps moving forward with sincerity, patience, and courage, trusting that every step she takes is part of a greater design unfolding within and around her life, shaping her gently into a vessel of strength, purpose, and quiet grace. That grace is visible in the way she responds to uncertainty. When answers are delayed and outcomes are unclear, she does not panic. She learns to stay steady in the middle of change, trusting that clarity arrives when the mind is calm and the heart is sincere. She reminds herself that not everything needs to be solved immediately. Some things need to be understood slowly. A woman blessed by God respects her inner world as much as her outer responsibilities. She pays attention to her thoughts because she knows that repeated thoughts become beliefs, and beliefs become behavior. When negative patterns arise, she does not shame herself, she gently corrects herself. Self-awareness becomes her quiet superpower. She also understands the value of effort without attachment. She gives her best, yet she does not tie her self-worth to results. Success does not inflate her ego, and failure does not diminish her value. This balance allows her to work with passion while remaining emotionally free. Another sign is her ability to find meaning in service. Helping others does not feel like a burden to her, it feels natural. Whether through a kind gesture, supportive words, or silent prayers, she contributes to the world in ways that may never be noticed publicly, but are deeply felt by those who receive them. She carries patience in relationships. She understands that people are imperfect, growing, and learning just like her. She communicates instead of assuming, listens instead of reacting, and chooses understanding over winning arguments. When distance becomes necessary, she steps back without hatred, holding dignity on both sides. A blessed woman is also mindful of her intentions. Before acting, she reflects on why she is doing something, not just what she is doing. This clarity keeps her actions aligned with values rather than impulses. Even when no one is watching, she remains honest, because integrity matters most in private moments. She embraces simplicity. In a world obsessed with more, she finds peace in enough. Enough effort, enough trust, enough rest. She does not exhaust herself trying to prove her worth. She already knows it. This simplicity gives her mental space and emotional stability. There is courage in her vulnerability. She allows herself to be seen as human, not flawless. She asks for help when needed and offers help when she can. This openness creates real connections, not superficial admiration. She believes growth and faith walk together. Action without faith feels heavy, and faith without action feels empty. So she balances both, moving forward while surrendering outcomes. This harmony keeps her grounded yet hopeful. Every day, she recommits to becoming better than yesterday, not perfect, just more aware, more patient, more loving. Even in ordinary routines, she carries intention. Even in silence, she carries strength. And through all the unseen efforts, lessons, and quiet victories, her life continues to unfold with meaning, shaped by trust, effort, and a deep inner connection that guides her step by step through whatever comes next.